The delegate from Rockbridge, Delegate Cline.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate has the floor.
Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I will be brief because it is Friday, thankfully. We all are anxious to get home. But I just wanted to talk a little bit this morning about Kentucky, of all things. The great state of Kentucky, closer to some of us than to others, adjacent to some of us, actually. But nonetheless, our neighboring state. And there are things that Kentucky is exceptionally good at. Bluegrass, exceptionally good at bluegrass. Bourbon, exceptionally good at bourbon. Horses, exceptionally good at horses. Let's not go to basketball. No, we won't go to Kentucky basketball. But there are several things that Kentucky is not good at. They are not good at balancing their budget. In a ranking by U.S. News and World Report on fiscal stability, they ranked 44th. Their government credit rating, A+, is far below Virginia's AAA bond rating and ranks them 33rd in the country. Their pension fund liability, 44th out of the 50 states, for a fiscal stability rating out of the 50 states of 48th. Where is Virginia? 11th. We have the best credit rating in the country. Our AAA bond rating is coveted across the country. We manage our finances well, which is why I was so distressed to hear that we might be looking to Kentucky for guidance on how to expand Medicaid. Because in Kentucky, Medicaid expansion has failed miserably. When they first expanded their Medicaid program, one of the first states to do so, their Medicaid rolls doubled immediately. The cost of their Medicaid program doubled to $6 billion. In the last fiscal cycle, they ran a $600 million shortfall that they had to make up. We have argued for years that the fiscal health of the Commonwealth cannot sustain an expanded Medicaid program. We have instead fought to fund healthcare programs across the state to build a stronger healthcare safety net. Just last cycle, $28.9 million in funding for substance abuse treatment, 2 new programs of assertive community treatment teams that provide patient-driven, proactive, personalized, team-based care to patients with serious mental illnesses, expanded eligibility for the GAP program related to medical and behavioral health coverage to 80% of the poverty level. We have acted to address the health care concerns of Virginians, and we've done it in a fiscally responsible way. We owe it to our taxpayers. We owe it to our citizens to continue to manage Virginia's finances in a fiscally responsible way. We only need look 100 miles up the road to see what happens when policymakers abandon any sense of fiscal responsibility. We cannot leave to future generations fiscal instability along the lines of what they're doing up in Washington, D.C. We owe it to our constituents to continue to manage our finances responsibly. We owe it to our constituents to continue the Virginia way, not the Kentucky way, and not the Washington way, to continue the Virginia way forward. And I hope, as we continue to discuss health care in this Commonwealth, that we will keep our constituents and the Virginia way in mind. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.